Welcome to the final part, part 5, the final level of the Hagane tutorial. And I hope it's been helpful so far. I'm trying to remember what I can. Now this is the hardest level by far, for sure. And I will post in the details how long exactly it took me, but I didn't read over my description, so I don't remember exactly, but I think I spent an hour and a half or over an hour just practicing maybe the final boss, which I found him to be very difficult. But yeah, but I have a technique to make him a lot easier, which you'll see. So yeah, for here, basically if you stand, you kind of just stand under that little cape and shoot up, and you won't really get hit by the lasers. Just keep shooting up that, use that grappling hook weapon, and you'll take care of that. For this part, I like using the bombs for this asshole. Just fire a lot of them before he arrives, dodge a little bit, and he goes down pretty quick. You may take a hit or two, but you don't really have to. And you get some health back there. So, and now here's this guy again. You've dealt with him before. He's pretty much the same thing you dealt with, any other stage. So you're just fighting him again. That's about it. I think he may take more hits this time, but it's the same patterns. So if you dealt with this guy before, you just got to get used to his movement and when to attack. I mean, as you see, I never really got great at him, but in this part, I barely beat him, but it's good enough because I think you get your life back when you get to the next section. So let's see what's next. I think this is a slight maze-like level, but a very simple labyrinth. So I guess follow my paths here because I don't remember. If you take the wrong path, I think you do have to repeat some parts again. So just follow, go in the doors that you see me going in the video. Just follow that. Should be alright. He can, of course, shoot through walls, but I don't think you can. But it's alright. So, yeah, just move carefully. Kill the guys that come out that are in your way, obviously. For this part, there's really no reason to rush it. Just stay in the corner where you're safe and wait till you have a chance and kill them with those shurikens. It's better to play smart when you can, not put yourself at risk. As long as you're ducking, the bullets won't hit you at least, so you'll be safe. Just play carefully. And this part can be a little tricky sometimes with all these saws, but you can move a lot of distance with your roll move, which can be very helpful. So you can cover a lot of ground with that. So that's helpful. Let's see what's next. Okay, this guy. Let's see. I think I used I think I forgot how to fight him for a moment. That's why I paused the game, because I was trying to think, what the fuck do I have to do? And you see here I fucked up. I was hitting his body. What you have to do is, you use the bombs like you see me doing, but you got to aim for the head. So I should have been shooting him up a little bit higher. I was playing this sloppy because for whatever reason, I kind of forgot that I had to hit him in the head, which is, stupid, but, sometimes shit like that does happen. But he's very easy if you use the bombs, and I ended up using, some other bombs as well, some of the screen-clearing bombs. I got a 1-up and some extra health, so that was good. So now for this part, let's see what this is. Okay, this part's a pain in the ass. This is where you start having to fuck around with the jumping mechanics. This is definitely a section you're going to want to practice with save states. Practice the section again and again until you can get it. Because you have to move very quickly, and it's a pain in the ass. But if you try to follow the way I'm moving, it should be good enough to get up there. I also wasted time by getting that little 1-up item, but I think it's worth getting that 1-up even if you keep dying, because you'll be able to get that 1-up every time you die. So there's no risk really. As long as you can make it to the 1-up each time, you can just keep doing that infinitely. So I would say always go for the 1-up, because you may need it on the last boss. There's some hard shit. So I would say just keep going for it until you can get it and get out. And remember, your roll move is invincible while you're rolling, so you can pass through enemies. Or, I think it's invincible, but the thing is also you don't get hurt when you touch enemies, only if their attack hits you, like I was saying. So, always use that to your advantage to pass through them and get through areas. I got a little sloppy with the platforming here, but, eventually gets the job done. You can roll past that other platform. You don't have to jump on it, as you saw. You can just roll past it. It's good to know where you can do that. Now, always get that 1-up, obviously. And that 1-up will respawn every time you die. So as long as you can get back to this area, you'll always be able to get that 1-up. That's the thing with floating 1-ups. Floating 1-ups always reappear in this game. If there's one that's just floating naked in the air, it'll always reappear when you die. So don't worry about that. The 1-ups that don't always reappear are the ones that you get from enemies. Some of them, I think, will always reappear, but other ones will not. So it seems very random. Now, this guy can be tricky. He's probably like the second hardest boss in the game aside from the final. And after this is the final boss. But yeah, this guy can be tough. You can't touch that sled because you see it has razor blades on the side. So you have to, if you're going to use your sword, you have to be very close to it and just hack at it. And he'll do his little series of attacks, and then the sled will move, and that's your chance when you can hit it. And honestly, all these attacks with practice would be pretty easy to dodge after a while for the most part, except for he has this lightning attack that I never figured out how to dodge. It seems very random, and I'm sure that there's a way to dodge it, but I don't know how to dodge it. So it's basically a matter of me eventually just getting lucky and not getting hit by the lightning too much. Because see, whenever he does the lightning, I pretty much get hit. So I just had to accept that and not get hit by the other attacks was my strategy. Now you'll see I haven't been using bombs lately. And there's a reason I've been saving them up. Because I wanted to have 4 bombs for the final boss. Now if you can have more, that would be great. I think you can carry more, but I don't remember if there's a limit on how many you can carry. But yeah, basically, you just got to practice that guy and learn how to dodge all his different attacks, and then when the sled comes out, that's when you hit it. And the little eye comes out on different sides, so you have to be lined up with that. And this guy is very fucking hard. So my because the jumping, like I said, can be very sloppy around ledges. It can be very tough. So my recommendation is to start off and have your bombs ready. Have 4 bombs for this guy. And you'll see how fast I'm killing him by doing this. And, as you're jumping up, you want to be slashing at those heads as well, whenever you can. But I think I used 2 bombs for the bottom portion of his heads, and then I used 2 on the top heads. So just keep that in mind and try to pull that off, and you can kill him very fast. Otherwise, it's a very drawn-out, extremely difficult fight. Because, what'll happen is he'll get too far up, and you won't be able to keep up with him, and then you'll be pretty much fucked. You won't be able to catch up with him. You'll have to commit suicide. It's very annoying and tedious. So, and the enemies will constantly knock you down. While you're using the bombs, you don't have to worry about as much as the enemies because they get cleared out as well while you're using the bombs. So, the whole bomb technique works very well. But my suggestion is do not use your bombs maybe the first time you get to them if you have a few lives. And the reason is because you want to make sure you have it down. You may want to die a few times first to make sure you practiced and warmed up a little bit on them, because if you exhaust your bombs the first time you get to them on your final attempt, you won't have any bombs to use because they don't come back when you die. So just keep that in mind. Use them when you feel like you're confident that you have a good chance at taking them down. So yeah, that's really about it. But I figured this tutorial might be helpful. Everything is shown, but I think it's good to give a little extra detail. This was definitely not an easy game by any means. I didn't find it to be that hard, but the last 2 levels were pretty tough. Especially the final level. I'm guessing I probably spent over 2 hours on the final level easily, because I think I spent an hour and a half just on the final boss practicing him with save states. So don't get discouraged. Just keep practicing. Sometimes it just takes time to get shit down. And I'm going to post all my descriptions with each video, my original descriptions, which may explain how long each section took, because I usually try to detail that. So there should be more details about that in the description if you're really interested in that. I try to be as transparent as I possibly can in my videos. I hate deceptive videos, and I like to explain what it took me to beat something, And I believe I beat this over a few days. I would play, like, I would try to have a goal of maybe beating a level every time I played. So, you know, I didn't go extreme. Like, I didn't play it real heavily in one day. I just kind of just played it a little bit here and there until I got it. Thanks for watching. And now the game just repeats, and I think it's harder. It repeats and gets more difficult, but I stopped playing at this point. So thanks again for watching, and I'm glad you enjoyed the playthrough. Let me know if there's something I can improve, or if you'd like to see future playthroughs, or what type of videos you enjoy. And thanks again.